Well, hello, fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live, your internet escape from the craziness in the world. The Addicts Crew is back once again to bring you Simpsons news and Saturday smiles. I'm Alissa, your resident head addict, and my co-host once again this week is the one, the only, Super Safi.
Happy New Year, everyone. New year, new event. Exciting.
Yes, another week, another show. It's got to be a record, Saf. We've been doing shows every week for this is like the third one in a row. It's got to be a record. Uh, I am holding to that commitment that I made to the readers of Addicts, the Addicts community, that we were going to bring you more Addicts Live episodes in 2021 and more YouTube content. So don't forget to hold up your end of the deal by subscribing to our YouTube channel. As a reminder, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we've got some giveaways that we're going to do. So don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win. And as always, for those not watching this directly on YouTube, I will put a link to the subscribe button in the show notes below us here if you're watching this on the site. So you can subscribe. Please subscribe. We are getting closer and closer. So anyway, let's jump into it. New week, new content in TSTO. Nice to see EA is sticking to their update formula that worked out pretty well in 2020. Main event ends, wait a week, start up a mini event. That ends, wait a week, start up a main event. It's nice to see that framework is still in place. So this time around, the mini event is New Year, New You, because that's everyone's favorite expression this time of year. So Saf, obviously we are barely into the mini event, but your initial thoughts, any quick reaction, hot takes on it?
I like it. It seems like some of the really good mini events, the Cherry Barrel, all that jazz, where they focus on one episode, drive the content from that one episode, build the storyline based off that one episode. Sure, there's items from here or there that will come in, which we'll discuss in a bit. But I like when it's everything's cohesive and coherent. So it's really well presented, and and the prize track is just great. I mean, a full character, a nice skin for Mo, who doesn't. He's not up there in the high category, but still he's a character who we don't mind the skin for, and the premium prize is a good one too. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's I think some of their best updates, even if it's a main event, some of their best updates are ones that focus around a singular episode. So everything's kind of cohesive, works with everything else, and it all makes sense in the scheme of things. Plus, the dialogue makes it feel like an extension of that event, which is nice, or of that episode rather, which is always nice. Like you get like, it's sometimes it feels like you get kind of like a peek into the writer's room, like the alternate parts of story that they wanted to tell back when they had the episode and they didn't. So that's always fun and nice to see. But I agree. Quick reaction, initial thoughts. You know, we are recording this on a Thursday. So you guys are watching this on Saturday, but 2 days in, or actually a day in, I should say. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a good start to the year. It's a mini event. It's not gonna knock your socks off because it's not anything like they're not reinventing the wheel. But it's good. The characters are good. Prizes are good. I have no hot take negative thoughts to say on this one.
No, decorations are nice too. The building's nice. That comes. I mean, as you've said, we are recording this on a Thursday, and not just any Thursday, the 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century. But it's really nice prizes. The decorations seem like things that you can actually incorporate into town and would go well with other decor as well. So yeah, so far really enjoying this mini event.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the prizes. So we've got, your standard mini event prize track where there are 5 prizes. What I love right off the bat is there is no returning content on the prize track. I love seeing that. I hate when a prize track is a mystery box token or like some returning character from 6 updates ago. I love when it's all fresh, new content. I do like to see that. So that's a major plus on my end. Start off, you get a building. You get the Serenity Ranch, which is it's a nicely designed building. It fits well in a lot of places in Springfield. It is a little on the big side, but it's pretty nice. And then you jump to the first decoration, which is the
Scammer and V-Dog vending machine.
Thank you. So that to me is like your throw-in decoration. It's not bad, but it's like, all right, It's probably going to end up in storage for like 90% of the players. It's fine, like most other things. But then you go to a skin for Mo, which we talked about, the unlicensed surgeon Mo. And Mo is a character who doesn't have a lot of skins. I mean, he's got a couple, but it's not like you're getting a costume for Homer or Bart. I mean, he's kind of a forgotten character in that regard. So it's nice to see that Mo's getting a little bit of love in that regard. And that is the one, Saf and I were talking about this, that is the one that doesn't fit into the same episode. Yeah, so it is from a different episode of the show. So that's a little different from everything else, but it still works nicely with the event. And then you get to the second decoration, which is the Chubby Chaser, which cracked me up. I think it's hilarious, especially after our conversation last week from the Dad Feelings Limited, where it was the chubby hubby chaser. So now you've got the chubby hubby finder. Now you've got the chubby chaser. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then the last prize, Tab Spangler. I mean, a full character from the prize track, a free full character. I mean, what more do you want? We've gotten some crap lately. This prize track is pretty loaded.
And Tab Spangler, in addition to the episode, I mean, he had a little cameo in the movie too. So, I mean, it's nice when you get a character who dates back a while. I mean, the Heartbroken Kid, we're talking season 16, so 15 plus years ago. So he's a good character to bring in.
Yeah. And anytime you throw in a free character on the prize track, you can't complain about it. It's a full free character. I like it. I have a lot to say, good things to say about that. The premium content with this event is also great. It's limited. I will say that there's a ton of returning content so far. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton. That list was pretty extensive, especially coming out of the holidays where there was a ton of returning content, and then Black Friday where it was all returning content. There is a ton of returning content with this. It all fits into the theme, but still it's a lot of retreads. Except they still haven't brought back the one thing most people want, which is the Golden Goose Realty. But new content, new premium content. Mrs. Frink it's great. I got a big kick out of her unlock message. I don't know if you saw it, but it said, "I calculate 97.3% chance you've never heard of me before."
Well, yeah, I mean, I was kind of missing Miss Iowa. I can't remember which state his girlfriend was from, but yeah, the beauty.
I just remember the lady bot. So.
Oh yeah, Frank's had some success in the dating department, so. Well, props off to Professor Frank, but
good lady.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's a nice premium character to have. I was really glad for players who are new to the game, who haven't been around as long as you or I, the opportunity to bring back so many premium items is just wonderful. I mean, I myself had very limited selection. This is one item that I was able to purchase, but when I went through the list and the post and the files, it was great to see that players who are new to the game or didn't have donuts earlier and have the opportunity now to get these items. I'm really glad for them that they got that opportunity.
Yeah, and there were some bargains in there too, like Rex Banner for 70 donuts with the Nighthawk Diner. That's a steal.
Yeah,
that's a premium steal. I mean, and Rex Banner, he's one of my favorites.
Great. Yeah.
I mean, he came in the game in 2013. But he has been making me smile since then. Like it's just his interrogate Flanders task. It's one of my favorites.
The quest line too is pretty funny too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
the Nighthawk Diner is one of those nice buildings that kind of catches your eyes when you visit your neighbors or are scrolling around your town. So it's a nice building to have and a character.
Yeah, and we've got a ton because listen, this site's been around forever. It feels like we are in our 8th year of TSTO Addicts. So we have a ton of content. And Rex Banner came out right when we first started. Actually, was he 13? He might have been 2014 now that I'm thinking about it. But he came out right when we had first started getting into the groove of things. So we have a ton of content on the site about Rex Banner. So if you're looking for more info, just search his name in the search bar and of the site, and you will find like a ton of where did that come from stuff, analysis about the Nighthawk Diner, like that's. but that's a fun character to get. And there were some really good deals, premium content wise, returning items for players. So that is always nice to see. A lot of the stuff that came back was stuff that we had gotten probably for free at one point via our prize track. But it is good to see that they're bringing some stuff back for newer players. And like I said, those 70 donut character building combos are a steal. So yeah, and the other thing with Mrs. Frink is that aside from coming with a nice building, which again it's a large building, it's pretty decent size, but it's still nice. She also comes with a bonus character, which I thought was great, the Octo Parrot. It doesn't really do much. You tap it and it has a reaction when you tap it. It's like the tappables back in the day, but it's still nice to see. You get the character, you get a building, and then you get a little bonus character. So I did like seeing that. So I mean, I've got nothing but good things to say about the event so far. Dialogue is good. Premium content was good. Fairly priced, 150 donuts. That's a good price. Prize track is great for a mini event. So I have, good things to say about it. But surprisingly, Safi, the Addicts community, their initial reaction hasn't been so great. I'm actually surprised by this. I'm seeing a lot of negative comments about the mini event from people. And I don't know if it's fatigue because it's a cycle. You go out of a main event, take a little bit of a break, go into a mini event. It's a little bit of fatigue, but also I don't know if people are just mad because the task glitch is going on. So for those who don't know, when the Christmas event left, there were with the Christmas event there were specially designed daily challenges to earn tickets, as you guys should know. And even though the characters that did that didn't necessarily have specific tasks that were like Christmas themed, some of their tasks fit into that. So as an example, any of the characters that played music, like Bleeding Gums Murphy, for example, he would play, they say play a Christmas song, and he would play his saxophone as part of the Christmas, that challenge.
Right.
And what had happened was when the Christmas event ended, because those daily challenges reverted back to normal, a lot of tasks disappeared. A lot of character tasks disappeared for players. And we all thought once the update came, it would fix this, but it hasn't. I don't know if that's a result of the fact that they didn't remove the snow, so they really didn't change anything except for the splash screen in the files, or if it's a bigger glitch. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this gets fixed. But I think it is ticking off a lot of players, seeing a lot of stuff about that. So that could be frustrating players. That could be why they're like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not happy about it. I saw somebody say every prize was terrible. And I'm like, a free character? Like,
Seriously?
You're saying a free character? That's terrible. Like, somebody was like, yawn, wake me up when it's the next event. And I'm just like, really? I thought that was kind of interesting.
No, I mean, if you add this to the 6 mini events from last year, this would still be probably my top 3. I mean, this is so much better than last year's Pride and Blarg's Giving mini events. So, yeah.
Guys, Blarg's Giving, we got a freaking can of jelly. Like,
seriously. And you're comparing that, and I guess it's maybe a recency bias. People are forgetting the old, or maybe just have really high expectations for the new year. But no, I see very little negative with this. I'm really excited for this mini event. Thought it was really well thought out, well presented, and a great storyline. So quite surprised.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a good standard for mini event. And I say this in every time I do a musings post. You've got to compare things to like things. You have to compare an apple to an apple. You cannot compare an apple to an orange, because TSTO of 5 years ago, of 7 years ago, of 8 years ago, it's not there anymore. TSTO is in its 9th year, and what first started with the game is not how they do things now. So you can't go back and compare like a mini event to a level update. You can't compare the multi events to like Stonecutters. You have to compare apples to apples. So if you look at this mini event in the context of all the mini events we had in 2020, 2019, and I think 2018, this is a good mini event. Yeah. I mean, it's really well done. I mean, you've got, like I said, 5 brand new prizes, a really good premium character, a bonus item with the premium character, really good dialogue, and it keeps you engaged. It's funny. It's relevant to what's going on. It's funny. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is what I look for in a mini event. Like when I think of all the best mini events, Cheddar Barrel or Cracker Barrel Farms, and the
Cheddar Barrel was right. Cracker Barrel's the restaurant. Cheddar Barrel's the.
I always mix those two up, Cheddar Barrel and all that jazz, and like like classic great mini events. I would put this up there with it, so I'm really surprised that readers are feeling differently about it.
Yeah, and I would say too, like this, all that jazz. I think we all agreed was like the best mini event of 2020. This is comparable to that. You've got a costume, a character, a couple decorations, in a building. I mean, it's quite comparable.
It was a really funny episode too. I mean, I don't know how much people remember, but in this episode, the vending machine comes into town. Bart becomes obese. They have another little Simpsons intro mid-episode where they show Fat Bart on his skateboard trying to make his way back to the couch for the couch gag. When he lands on the car, he breaks the car. So it was like a hilarious episode. And then he goes to the Serenity Resort for Fat Camp, where Tab is there to like train him back into shape. So I mean, it's a really funny episode and a great choice for a mini event. So yeah, props to the writers, props to the designers of this event, because yeah, I think it's wonderful.
And I will say one more thing that I don't think anyone was expecting. There's still snow in Springfield. So almost always, come January, when the Christmas event's over, the snow is gone. And some of us like that. I particularly am a person who likes that because I don't like snow. But I enjoy snow when it happens in Springfield initially, and then by the time January rolls around, I'm done with it because it is hard to design. But it is always a nice change to see them say, okay, we'll keep the snow in town. They've done that before. 2013 comes to mind when they Christmas event left. They actually didn't take the snow away until Valentine's Day. Hopefully they don't do that again, but they might. But it's because this event ends actually February 3rd, so that might be the case. You might have snow all through December, all through January. But in real world context, there's still snow. It's still winter here. Unless you live in the southern hemisphere, it's pretty cold here. So I did like seeing the snow stick around. I know some we had mixed reactions with that. Some folks were happy, some folks were annoyed because it does make designing difficult. And one thing I will warn everybody: when it switches back to green, your screen is going to look so bright it's going to like blind you. That happens every year. So Saf, before we wrap up this episode, do you have any thoughts on what this update kind of means for what we might see ahead in 2021?
It's a good promising start. I mean, last year, in terms of the frequency of events, in a year that was so inconsistent, we've said before, it was nice to have consistency in the game. And the fact that they are back at it right away with another mini event, it bodes well for the year ahead. And hopefully the writers are continuing this trend of having a full packed year for Addicts to keep tapping with mini event, main event, mini event, main event. So I was excited that they were right back at it.
Yeah, and it does set the bar high for mini events. So hopefully they continue with that trend. I would be annoyed if we start to see mini events kind of go back downhill after this. But it is nice, and the consistency is really nice, because I think back to 2019 and how miserable we all were just because no one knew what was going on. And everybody would like some consistency in their life, some kind of like knowledge as to what's going on. And in a world right now where we don't have a lot of control over things or information over things, it is nice to know there is some stability in the game as far as when we see an update. And like I said, guys, because everybody always asks me when an event ends, okay, when's the next one? The pattern tends to be, it's not always, but the pattern tends to be an event ends, you wait a week, the next one starts. And that's just the way that it goes. Multi-event, mini-event, multi-event, mini-event. It's nice to see that consistency. So I think this bodes well for 2021 as far as content goes, as far as updates go. There's still a ton of stuff they could put in this game.
Definitely.
We still don't know the future of The Simpsons, and we talked about this in our episode last week. But I feel like this bodes well. They're really, peaking again, and it's nice to see TSTO getting some love and attention. I wouldn't mind seeing some features changed, as far as gameplay. We always talk about that, but I think it's nice to see that we're getting some regularity, some stability, and some good content. So, on that note, Saf, do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, just a reminder, Simpsons is back on Valentine's Day. Till then, if you're looking for some episodes to watch, The Heartbro Kid, from which this episode, most of the content derives from, season 16, episode 9. Highly recommend watching that.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, so we hopefully we'll be back next week. And if we are, I think the plan's gonna try. We're gonna try to do these every week, short episodes. Keep these short because I think you guys like to see it, but when we talk a lot, it tends to to drone on. And if we're back next week, we will be talking about this update again, and we'll give our final thoughts and our grades on this. So reminder, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this update. And we will see everyone on the next show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye-bye.